Okay guys, so we're back with more of this very, very annoying level of people aiming at us with wind edges and not doing any damage because our defense is too high, but they feel the need to attack anyway. Colossus. And yes, I know I'm attacking with a hand axe, so I'm probably quote-unquote wasting the uses. But you know what, I'll be able to forge better ones at the end of the end game because I probably will be bringing Void. Which is actually something I've never done before. I never brought Void. I just never really used him. It's because, like, right at the beginning of Part 3, I just never used him in that first little fight. I just kind of, you know, let him lag behind. And if there was a point where I needed to damage somebody but not kill him, I'd let him use the hand axe or even the steel axe if it wouldn't kill them. And so I guess I just never thought of him as, you know, somebody I'd use. But, miss, please. Okay, good. So yes, after a certain amount of turns, I believe, the Black Knight will appear halfway through. He's not very helpful, though, because he can only move 2 squares, and obviously he's going to try to soak up your EXP, so you might want to prevent him from doing that. Let's see if we can annoy this guy to no end. Now, the space you want to go to, put your cursor on the top right, and go down either 13 or 16. Let me check my information here because I'm not entirely sure if it's 13 or 16. Nope, it's 13. Okay. So you want to move it down 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 1 to this way. So it's right above the archer. That's the space you want to land on with Micaiah. So make sure you don't land on that space with somebody else, or else you're just going to get the sword that the guy uses, I think. They may not have that feature in this game. I don't know. I'm not going to try to find out. Because the character's actually really good. I don't want to do that. It's not smart. Let's do this. Trying to keep him away from those stupid crossbows. I hate those things. There we go. So yeah, my real target here is, instead of normally going straight for the mages, I'm trying to get rid of the crossbows and regular bows because flying characters do excel here, and obviously they make quite a problem. I mean, not against Har, because actually bows, for those of you that only play the newer versions of Fire Emblem, back in the older versions, bows were actually super effective against Dragon Riders, but now they're not. And they were actually vulnerable to all types of magic, but now they're just vulnerable to thunder. Of course, if you have high defense, you can just get no damage on the screen every single time. And it didn't matter if you hit with that or not. Now, I believe El Sleep is El Silence is gone now, but I'm not sure about El Sleep. I think El Sleep is still awake. So the Black Knight gets his 1 kill, and we move on. And yes, I get a small amount of HP back. Yeah, this guy lost his... Oh, they both lost theirs. Okay, so cool. Laura can start attacking now. And I'm gonna battle save so I don't do something stupid. So I'd really rather not do anything stupid. Can get rid of you because I don't want to die. Normally I would have gone for the guy with the crossbow, but whatever. Right, that one is gone. Nobody with a bow is close enough to me now. There we go. And I don't think Soth will be able to hold his own if I send him out there. Sadly. And I'll just leave that on. So after a while, or actually I think it's just whenever you get close enough, Lakin will leave. And I've checked, there's no possible way to actually defeat him in battle. I have checked that before. I've tried to get as close to him as possible with somebody like a flyer like Har, Nasala, somebody like that. It doesn't work. I wish it worked, but it doesn't. So I don't know what to tell you there. Yeah, that... Oh, I thought for sure he was going to go for Laura, but I guess a sleeping target is less dangerous than one with an actual weapon that's awake. I mean, I guess that's how you'd think on that, but really that's not smart. Black Knight's gonna kill the archer. And I guess if you leave him there, he can hog a lot of EXP, but, you know, with only a movement of 2, one square per turn's not gonna flat out destroy you or anything like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. Not too bad. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 1. So whenever you wait there, Stefan will appear. And for those of you who remember Stefan, he was a sword master in Path of Radiance, which was the highest rank back then. So, for those of you that don't know Stefan's story very well, he is branded. He does live with a group of people that are also branded. And he always lives in the desert. And he's a very cool unit. I think overall he's just really cool. He's a True Blade level 8, so he's pretty decent if you didn't bother leveling up Edward or Mia. He comes with Astra, just like Edward will, if you get him high enough for Mia. He has a very unique sword called the Vaikati, which is a very powerful sword, and it gets criticals fairly often. It's a very good weapon. Sadly, Stefan will not be able to shine in this level because he can't move very far. So that kind of stinks, but can't really do much about it. Except for kill that Draco Knight right there. And I'm sorry if I call them by the wrong class name, I just know them as their basic name, whatever it is, so I apologize if that annoys some of you. And yeah, Boyd will be fine, I'm not worried about him. Normally, that entire unit, warrior, fighter, those can be pretty dangerous to use because they'll lose a lot of HP even though they have it, they don't have really high defense. But once they get to Reaver, they start getting a lot of defense, and after that, they're pretty much invincible. I'm not going to go for you because I know you can counter, so we're going to go for you. Corona. And yes, I know I could have woken Har up, but then they would have gone for her, and Har still only got one more turn of sleep, so it's not that big of a deal, and I was trying to play a little strategically there. It's a strategy game. You're supposed to think strategically, so don't get mad at me for it. And yeah, I know the tomahawk's a good sword, or not a good sword, a good axe. And that some people might think I'm wasting it, but you do get better axes later on. You always get something better later on. I don't care what they say. You know, if a weapon's named Ultimate or Ultima, whatever, trust me, there's always something more Ultimate or Ultima. There's always something more. It's like the rule about the guards. They guard everything. They guard the bridges. They guard random spots of land. They guard everything except for the stuff that actually needs to be guarded. Because they're not smart. Now, the enemy people that guard stuff, sometimes they're not as bad, like in strategy games. Sometimes they're not as bad, but in adventure, yeah, they're pretty dumb. Because you see right there, that would have been 2 attacks on Laura. Actually, probably... Well, no, he couldn't have reached, but that would have been 2 attacks on Laura. The crossbow did 18. I'm not sure how much the regular bow did, and that may or may not have killed her. And I'm not going to try to risk it. And see, now that I waited to turn, the Black Knight killed the guy with the crossbow. I don't care about the reinforcements that appear right there. She can kill another unit, and Har just automatically got his sleep status taken away. So overall, very helpful. So it actually was smarter to leave him asleep. Better get him back here. Just have Leanne gradually heal him. Wait, there are Draco Knights down there, aren't there? Oh, there's not. I guess they all died. Never mind. No, I wanted to move right here. I'm not stupid. Okay, Flare, that's gonna kill him. Because that gets rid of defense, so... Oh yeah, and I guess gives me an HP from that earlier level up, but... That's not why I did that. Let's get rid of you, since we can't kill the Swordsmaster. We might as well go for somebody we can kill. Kill? Man, I really wanted that part in Alice in Wonderland. I would have made a really good executioner. And actually, no, before you ask, somebody else didn't get the part. They just flat out cut it out because the executioner didn't have any lines. So, and no, that's not why I wanted the part either. I have played the lead role before. In fact, if you ask around at my school, whenever we actually did that play, it was me and one other person and the other Derek that I've talked about previously. We pretty much had 95% of the lines. He had about 10%, I had 80%, and the rest of the cast had, you know, line every act or something like that. And since I had so many lines, I just pretty much memorized the entire thing. What do you have? I forgot what weapon he has. I know it's not very good. Yeah, Numina is kind of... I wouldn't say he's one of the really, really big shot senators, but he is fairly important, I guess. Yeah, you're not gonna kill Marcy, I'm sorry. Not strong enough. Yeah, the Draco Knights are the only people that are gonna be able to reach those guys. The rest of them aren't. They don't have good enough movement, so it's not gonna matter. And yeah, I need to get Marcy healed, I know that. Fortunately, you guys are, like, I know with a lot of famous YouTubers, they always have the same problem, but it's nice that you guys are smart enough to actually watch the whole video before you comment, so you're not like, OMG, you missed so-and-so back there. Especially on, like, RPGs. It's like, I know I missed something. I'm gonna go back to get it, jeez. I left it there on purpose, but... I don't know. There's always people like that, and if you're one of the famous YouTubers, you're gonna have more people, so you're more likely to have people that aren't smart. But you guys are smart, so that's always good news. Okay, you have Purge. Do you have an item? Like, yeah, you have a Shining Elixir. I don't really care for the Elixir, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of you. This is actually a very interesting conversation. It talks about Nasala saying, you know, how they've got really good spies, so they know about all the atrocities he's committed. A lot of good evidence. And Nasala does have an interesting backstory, and don't think that just because he betrays you twice in 2 games that he's evil. It makes sense why. You do have to pay attention to the story a lot. I will admit that. You have to pay attention to the story a lot in the actual final parts, or else it won't make sense. I don't expect you to hit, but even if you do, you're not going to kill me. And I'd just rather get you out of the way, period. I'll heal Marcia next turn. I already moved hard. That's the problem with the units that are in black armor. You can't tell if you've moved them or not. Can't kill that guy. Alright, so I'm going to stop the video real quickly, and it's actually only going to take 3 videos, which is good. I didn't want it to take more than that, so I will be right back.